Hey y'all, it's DP with DJ here, and it is Thursday morning, April 16th, 2026, and boy did we have fun last night. We had a tornado touchdown here, and it was very close. We had debris flying in the air, and I got to see a couple of videos of it, and yeah, I didn't get to see it myself because I was working on checking on all my neighbors, but when the flying debris started happening, I was keeping an eye on windows and cars and that kind of thing. Was a little busy with other things than, looking up in the sky. But anyway, we got through that. No worries. I mean, that happened quite a bit here in Missouri. I remember when I lived in Harrisonville, boy, I used to stand out on my back porch and on my back deck and watch all kinds of activity in the air. As you can see, I'm no longer working on my sunflower teacups because I finished that and got the picture just before the sirens went off. So, there was a little delay in getting that posted up. Excuse me. Got a little drainage going on. Oh, I'm going to pause you for just a moment. Okay, I'm back. I grabbed myself a little vitamin C drop. Gonna try to go see Mel today. And let's see, what else do we have going on? Oh, my surprise for someone should be getting delivered today, so we'll see how that goes. And let's see. I forgot to check the weather this morning. They say the UV is going to be very high today. So I'm assuming, I didn't look any further than that, but I'm assuming that means it's going to be sunny. I like this painting. It had the two tigers, the regular color and the white tiger. The only bad thing, well, it's not bad, a downfall of doing a partial is no multi-placing because the trails don't line up that way. But that's okay. These aren't very time consuming, but they're pretty to do. I like doing them. Like my cross. Oh my goodness, it turned out so beautiful. Lilies and butterflies around the cross. Just absolutely beautiful. Still waiting you know, of course, they're not going to start mailing them out until the 18th, and today's only the 16th. But I am still very excited about look and can't wait to test out my new light pad, Big OA2. That's just gonna be so nice to have on a big diamond painting. I'd really like to start on the big cat canvas, but I don't think I should with the big look coming. Yeah, I got my little buddy here sitting with me today. Oh, boy, I had a lot of things rolling around in my head when I was setting up. Yeah, I thought that felt weird. Usually I can tell when they're upside down when I pick them up with my pen. I only slept, believe it or not, I was awake over, well over 20 hours yesterday. And I only slept like 3.5 hours last night. And I was really tired. I was ready for some sleep. But apparently my body's telling me I don't need it. Because it pops my eyes open and says, okay, time to get up. Do you all know what do they call that? Remix? There's a remix program on some phones. I'm assuming that we're talking Samsung or at least Android. My BFF and I took this photo of ourselves. I did a quick selfie, and we put it through the remix thing. Oh my goodness, the pictures that come out. I'll have to show you. I'll post one, and it is so hilarious. It is, oh my gosh, we both busted out laughing at the same time as soon as it came up. And the funny part is the remix of my picture instantly reminded myself and my BFF of my former mother-in-law. And, it was hilarious. Completely changed my hair. It was just so funny because I have long, blonde, gray hair. Oh, it was so hilarious. So funny. I'm wondering if I need to put release papers on this so that I can have my tray a little closer to me to work. But I like having my little buddy here with me too. Maybe I should look for a little cat cover minder too. Okay. Oh, you didn't prepare. You did not prepare. not really sure what to talk about. And I had things rolling around in my brain earlier. And of course, as soon as my video's over, they'll all pop into my head. Does that happen to y'all? Okay, I'm getting bored with doing the black, so we're gonna do something different here for a little bit. And oh, we have the citywide garage sale this Saturday, provided the weather cooperates. My BFF brought me a table and a couple of sawhorses and a board to use for a makeshift table. So keep your fingers crossed that I can sell some items and start getting rid of some of the things that are, to my mind, cluttering up my living room, because it's starting to drive me crazy. I felt like I was getting somewhere until I got that extra huge load dumped on me. And now we're piled back up to the ceiling again. So it'll get there though. I still have to figure out how to get the lockers up in the city moved down here. I may have to ask my oldest son if he can help, because I can't lift the items in those lockers, and neither can my brother. So I'm definitely going to have muscle help. And yeah, I just hate the idea of having to pay to rent another truck, because that was expensive. And if I have to do that, chances are, I'm pretty sure my trip to Colorado will have to be postponed till, excuse me, next spring. As much as I don't want to do that, I think it may have to be. So, unfortunately, but maybe that'll give me a little more time to save some money for that trip. So, there is that. Let's go down here and fill some of this in. Yeah, I don't want to put the big crystals on it until I've got this filled in, and I'm not trying to reach over them, because I have found I tend to hit those if I do it that way. I did a few where I put the big crystals on, and I kept bumping into them. Excuse me. Goodness gracious. That burp came out of nowhere. And no warning. That happens to me. It used to happen to me in management meetings. I had to go, of course I was the only woman there. The rest of the management team was all men. And of course, we'd have to go over things. And each manager had their time to speak and talk about whatever it was that needed to be, discussed. But anyway, I remember we had a new service manager come in, and of course, soon as DJ opens her mouth, what comes flying out of her mouth? Big old loud burp. And I can't control them. I just can't. And of course, all these men are sitting there staring at me. And my boss, he busted out laughing. But, oh, I'm just so thankful. He was a great boss, too. He was so fun to work for. So fun. But I'm grateful I don't have that. Well, they call it a 9 to 5, but it was definitely never 9 to 5 for me. I'm just grateful I don't have to do that anymore. This is a whole lot more fun. Doesn't pay as well, but but that's okay. That's okay. Oh, goodness. My hair. I should have put my hair back. Should have put my hair back before I started diamond painting this morning. But, and of course, it is dark 30. Yesterday, let's see, I woke up just a little before 3 yesterday, and this morning I got up at 3:30, so that may be my body's new schedule for a minute, because it's ever changing. I sleep when I'm tired, and I don't sleep on a schedule per se. I do try to be in bed at around 9, because it takes me several hours to get to sleep. So, and I don't eat on a schedule either. I eat when I'm hungry. If I'm not hungry, I don't eat. The only exception to that rule is if I have a migraine, I will try to force myself to eat something so that I can, get some ibuprofen down and hopefully, tone down the headache. Do crystals, I've been wondering this. Do you guys go through more wax when you're working with crystal drills? I seem to go, not a lot, but I do have to refill my pen more often when I'm working with crystals than I normally do with regular drills. I was just wondering if anybody else experiences that. Just curious. Ooh, but that's a whole lot of AB. I still have that big owl. But now that I got a big light board, and it's a really dark canvas, that's definitely, but that new light board, ooh, that might be fun to do. But again, I really don't want to start anything till I get that fee look and work on that. Yeah, today I might be in the mood to do the owl, and tomorrow a big cat, or even an hour from now, I'll change my mind. That's why sometimes I don't pick my next project. Boy, I cannot talk this morning. I don't pick my next project until I'm ready to get it and kit it up and get started on it, because everything's by mood. Whatever I'm in the mood for, whatever speaks to me, that's what I grab. So, yeah, I was going to work on this a little more last night, but boy, I was just tired. So, I barely got started on it last night. I had it all kitted up and ready, and then all the weather excitement. I was just more concerned about my neighbors. You know, we've got newborn babies. We have young adult autistic neighbor, and his mama was at work, so that was my ultimate first concern, is how, she had to work. I mean, we all have to work, for a living. But I was more concerned at the boys, because the rain, and, the boys are there by themselves, and the storm, and, I mean, I would have gone over there if needed to help keep the boys calm. Well, especially the oldest boy. Keep wanting to say his name, and I can't do that. But his sweet boy, and both of her boys are, good kids. But I was more concerned about them and their safety. And then our other neighbor, with the baby, making sure, everything's okay there. And the sirens are, the big loud sirens that a lot of cities have. Well, that is literally right next door to our complex. Oh my goodness, it is so loud, y'all. So loud. I mean, I'm used to hearing they do a test, the first Wednesday of every month, but, that only runs for just a minute or so. Last night, this thing was it would not shut off, and it is very loud. Very, very, very loud. And of course, for a little kid, that can be really scary, because, and especially it being so close, the once a month thing, you can say, oh, well, they're just testing it to make sure it works, so that if a storm or bad weather comes in, that they can, give us warning. Well, last night it just kept going and going and going and going and wouldn't shut off. My brother was sleeping. I had to wake him up. He was asleep when the sirens going off and he didn't even hear it. He was conked out. So I had to wake him up just in case. But, and of course, when I get through checking on everybody and everything, I open the door because I went outside. I'm going to go look and see what's going on. I see debris flying around, whipping around, and I'm like, boy, this thing's close. Yeah, it was within a mile, I think they said, of us. But anyway, I think I need to get up and stretch. So I'm going to let you folks get your day started. I just want to tell y'all to be kind. Just be kind. If you want to see a change in the world, you need to be the change you want to see. Lead by example, and let's show some folks how it's done. And with that, y'all have just a beautiful Thursday, and y'all come back now, you hear?